Hello guys, it's your boy Amari here. Back for another video, and here to bring the video. What if Naruto was female but ain't no P? Um, so before I begin, hold on, let me do something. Alright, back to where I was. So, um, the last part we left off is like me talking about how Ruby is not wearing like the hideous orange jumpsuit and is actually wearing what she has on, and the fact that it's also the fact that like everybody just seeing like her change of clothes and like they just staring at her, just like, they just look at her and just thinking like, wow, she's like either beautiful or like it's very strong and stuff like that now. Some people in our class thinks that she's still a dead last loser, like Sakura and Ino, only because, like I said, I don't know if I said this, but yeah, they're still fangirls, and Ruby really didn't befriend them because she knew that like they were fangirls, and she didn't really want to be friends with fangirls. She wanted to be friends with someone that can think for themselves and not strictly on a guy or like take their career serious. But once all the students leave and Ruka tell them come back in a week times to meet their Johnny Sensei, Ruby actually goes to meet Kurenai, Anko, and Yugito. Or no, Yugao. Why I say Yugito? Yugao. And they talk about like how easy the Guinea exams were, and like Anko and Ruby are like really good friends, even though like their personalities are like completely different. They're like actually really good friends, and Ruby's actually she's blunt. Really, she tells people like how she feels. She really doesn't sugarcoat things. The only time she would sugarcoat it is like if talking to like a very young kid, and it is like they don't have the same thinking process, because she's older and it's a younger kid. She knows like they're gonna be mainly questionable, especially at a young age, if they not experience something traumatic or like if they don't know what they're really talking about. But Ruby, she meets Uncle Kurenai and Yugao, and they all go to the Dungle shop. Hinata is with Kurenai since Kurenai decided to pick up Hinata, and Hinata's actually is starting to warm up to Ruby. Ruby sees Hinata and she asks Hinata if she ever wants to train in taijutsu or anything. Just let her know, and like they started a little miniature friendship, and so Anko's like, Ruby, if I was to take you as a apprentice, what would you do? And Ruby's like, well, I wouldn't mind. I mean, even though the council will not let us because they're going to think that you're trying to take me to Orochimaru. So like, I wouldn't really care though if I was to be your student. And because it was like, okay, well, I will ask Hokage someone if he allows me. I will try my hardest to fight for you to be my student. If not, then you know what happened. The council probably told him no, or just something stupid happened. And Enko's like really wanted Ruby to be her student, or if she was to take a team, to have at least Ruby in her team, due to the fact like Ruby is very smart and intelligent, and she could possibly help her teammates out that if they were fangirls or students that needs to actually catch up. But then not Naruto, Ruby would be like, Anko, Chen, can I ask you a question? How are the teams normally decided? England says there's normally the dead lads with the top two students, and then Ruby says, "Damn, it looks like all would be with a screaming Banshee and Sasuke." Anko's like, "What do you mean?" Well, my mask, I kind of had it where I was the dead last on purpose, and now that I dropped it, I kind of have to deal with Sakura and Haruno, and I'm also gonna have to deal with Sasuke. Sasuke is very power hungry, but Sakura, she's a fangirl, and I don't think she's ever gonna break out of that. If I was to be honest with myself, I don't even think I can break her out. She has to go through something very traumatic, I guess. And Ruby says, "Well, I'm gonna get ready to train for tomorrow. I'll see you later, Ankle Chen and Yu Gao Chen and Hinata Chen and Kurenai Chen." Yeah, it's Ruby Love. They all thinking, and I feel bad for her. She does. I hope she knows her Jonas sister is gonna be Kakashi. He's normally 3 hours late. Ankle's like, Ruby really don't have a problem with how late someone is, cause she will adapt. But if he does make her starve or something like that, I feel bad for him, because that would not be a good scene for him. And Ruby is known to be like very violent whenever she's like really hungry. And Ankle found that out the hard way due to like on purposely making Ruby hungry in a fight. And Ruby just like went like berserk kind of fish. Like by berserk I mean like she was just ready to throw hands. Like nothing was stopping her from throwing hands with anyone that just came across. Even Yugao was surprised at like how strong she was whenever she's hungry. And that's when Ruby was like, "If you ever do that again, Anko, I would really, really hurt you next time." And Anko could tell that Ruby was not playing. She was actually being dead serious with her. That's when Anko realized, okay, new rule, never make Ruby hungry. And Anko's like a very good integrator. So, yeah. And that's also how Ruby got her skills in interrogating. Like she'll go at Anko to go help interrogate some of the people. Like and even Ibiki had to admit that she was really good. Cause she got out a lot of information out of people, and they don't know how, but Ruby puts up against Jutsu that makes people think that it's the Naitos they see, and that like it's in a pet form in this Anko, and they feel the pain of like if they're getting an arm or something chewed off, cause like they wouldn't talk, and Anko would just like send the QB, which would be her, and she would get information like really quickly. And this made like this even made Ibiki like want to recruit her into the TNI division. But she says that she most likely would just come in, I hope, but at times she's not always gonna be able to do this, because she wants to be an actual Ambu. No, I'm gonna change that. She wants to be Hokage. Yeah, I won't make her want to be a Hokage. She wants to like be just like her father. She wants to be like her father and mother, and she knew that her mother wanted to be a Hokage due to Kurama telling her, "Your mother also wanted to be a Hokage. So if you're gonna do something, I think you should take up your mother's legacy and try to be Hokage, and not a housewife, for sure." Ruby's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm definitely not being a housewife. I couldn't do that life even if I wanted to." So Ruby would then she looked at the training. Alright, we're gonna time skip a week because there's no point. Ruby is right now in the classroom, and she is sitting next to Hinata. Her and Hinata are talking. Hinata has gained a lot of confidence just by being around Ruby, and she's now like not as shy, but she's shy like around certain people. Like Kiba, she's very shy around Kiba. But like if it's like, and the reason why she's shy around Kiba is because like in this story, Kiba's the one that saved Hinata from the bullies, and Hinata just like been had a crush on him for the longest. So Ruby, Ruby and Hinata just been chilling with each other. And Kiba's just thinking, I kind of do want Ruby, but I don't know. Hinata seems very shy around me. Kiba's kind of dense, kind of. Then he thinks, does she have a crush on me? If so, I should probably ask her out. So Kiba then went over to Hinata and says, Hinata, can we talk? And Hinata's like, sure, Kiba. And she starts stuttering like very hard. And Kiba says, Hinata, I have a quick question I want to ask you. Do you like me by chance? Hinata was blushing because like she wasn't expecting Kiba to ask her that question. She then says, yes, I do like you, but I don't think you like me. Kiba then says, well, would you like to give it a try? I mean, nothing bad can hurt, right? And Hinata, she's just over there smiling, thinking, I can be with my Kiba. And she says, yeah, I would like that. And Hinata and Kiba came back in the classroom. And Ruby sifted down one seat because she's like, I heard everything. There's no point even trying to lie to me. And then she whispers in Kiba's ear, Kiba, her, and I will kill you. I will rip out your spine, I'll do your fucking back, and shove it down your fucking throat. And Kiba's just like shivering at this, because he's thinking, I don't think she's playing. I think she's being very dead serious. Because like he can feel the aura emanating off of her. And he's like, yo, nah, no, she's dangerous. I do not want to double cross her. And that's when they start hearing what sounds like an earthquake happening, where Sakura and Ino burst through the door saying, I'm going to sit next to Sasuke-kun and all that. And Narumi's like, bro, you really do give a bad rep for us Konoichis. And like, every last one of the students there is just like, yo, nah, this is outrageous, right? Like, how do y'all do this? Like, how do y'all know it? Like, how do y'all be that loud and just walking and running to the classroom? And also just to sit next to someone? Nah, that's wild. That's what, like, most of the students are thinking. And Sasuke, he turns around and gets up and quickly walks back there to Ruby and said, hey, Ruby, can I please sit next to you? And Ruby's like, sure, Sasuke, I really don't care. Why did you ask, though? Then he says, I don't know. I have a few questions if you don't mind answering them, too. Ruby's like, I just knew it. He's like, what is your question, Sasuke? Sasuke then says, I want to know who taught you all those jutsus and, like, how strong you really are. Because every time we fought, you always hold back. Like, why? And that's when Ruby goes, because there is no point in me trying. Knowing that most people in this village hate me, they're going to most likely try to sabotage my growth. So why not just falsely hide my skills like a real shinobi? Also, to use deception was also another one of her answers. Yeah, Sasuke was just thinking, yo, that's actually quite smart of her to, if people hate her, that's quite smart of her just to hide how good she really is. And he walks by and says, okay, thank you. And like, he sits down next to her. And Ruby, she's just chilling and waiting for Ruka. Ruka comes in 30 minutes later, says, okay, everyone, quiet down. And everyone did because, they were ready to get their new teams. So Rika says, all right, I'm going to start calling teams. I'm going to skip teams 1 through 6 because, like, I don't really care for them to know who the teams were anyways because I don't even think anyone were. So, hey. But he says, all right, Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Ruby Uzumaki. Namikaze. This shocked everyone once they heard the Namikaze last part name. Ruby looked at him and said, what? And they says, are you the daughter of the 4th Hokage? Ruby thinks like, yeah, y'all just thought that I looked just like him for no reason. Like, Ruby looks just like the 4th Hokage, just female version, of course. And she also says, I also has more IQ than my father, but that's another story for another time. Shikamaru then says, hey, Ruby, would you like to play shogi with me? Ruby says, sure, I really don't care. Then Ruby said, all right, carry down, everyone. Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame. And then Ruby says, tracking team. Okay, that's cool. Then they said, all right, for the last team, it will be Team 10, since Team 9 is still in circulation. Kiba Inuzuka, not Kiba, Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akamichi, and Shikamaru Nara. Shikamaru will be thinking, this is gonna be kind of tough dealing with Ino. Her fingers, the way she's gonna annoy the shit out of me, especially if she doesn't get what she wants. And he thinks in a way like to hopefully get his teammate to try and be an actual shinobi than be a fangirl. So Ruby then walks to the back of the classroom and says, so Shikamaru, would you like to play me in shogi, or are you just gonna keep sitting there with your head in the clouds? Shikamaru then says, yeah, let's play shogi. As they're playing, Ruby realized that Shikamaru is quite smart, but not as smart as her. And she beats him in 4 moves. And Shikamaru's like, whoa, you're really smart in order to beat me, and especially in 4 moves. Even my father has to take at least 17 in order to set me up. That's when Ruby says, yeah, my IQ is right now 320, but my battle IQ, from what I heard from other ninjas, is actually at 420. This surprised Shikamaru. He's like, can you come over my clan and play my father? I think that would be an actual good matchup. And Ruby's like, sure. You're gonna pick me up though, right? Because I can come today as long as you come and escort me. I don't know where your clan compound is. And Shikamaru has a tiny blush because, like, he kind of thought that she was basically asking him, is this kind of like a date kind of ish, instead of a hangout. And he said, yeah, I can come pick you up. Don't worry about that. And Ruby's like, okay, well, I'll see you later then, Shika. And most people heard this and were like, whoa, wait a minute. Is Shikamaru trying to make a move on Ruby? And, like, most of the boys sent him, like, a kind of a dirty glare, including Sasuke, because, like, he's thinking a powerful person like her should not be with that lazy bone, basically. And Ruby's like, Jesus, I'm not gonna with that. It's like a piece of meat to these males. And yes, she's also part of the ice queens. Yes, fucking Ruby is, like, very vicious to perverts. Like, she really hates perverts. And, like, she put people in the worst genjutsu. It is literally Rock Lee and guy naked doing a hug during the sunshine, like with the beach and waves and all that. Yeah, and, like, a lot of perverts have, like, almost tried to kill themselves due to that. I think Kakashi experienced it once because she saw him walking in the village with um with his book out, and she didn't really take too kindly to that, which left Kakashi kind of like what's it called? It left him kind of like broken inside a little bit, and like he's been cautious ever since. Like he still reads his book, but like he's like worried about who he's around, with the book, which Kurenai and Inko like what is that genjutsu, because we're gonna need it. Cause like just think of what we can do. We can finally stop all these perverts and Konan from reading that book. Yeah, we had that genjutsu. Like most of them just started to pale once they heard about the genjutsu Ruby used on Kakashi, and then like not even he could break it. Even the third Hokage is just thinking, "Whoa, that's gonna be very fucking useful for her at least, and terrible for us males." Can't really prevent her anymore, or like around her. Otherwise, that could be the end of that discussion right then and there. Wait, I want to praise take a hit. Everything I want to take a hit, huh? I'm sorry, I'm playing Call of Duty Zombies right now. Anyways. So, Ruby and Team 7 meets at the roof. Kashi comes 3 hours late, and they get their likes and dislikes. It's the same as canon, just Ruby's is a little bit different. Ruby says, I like my precious people, and I like to train and study, especially Funjutsu. I dislike perverts, rapists, and people who can't tell the difference between a kunai and a scroll. My dreams is to become like dragon rank Ambu, and then Hokage. And Kakashi thinks, wow, she got some good goals. And so then Kakashi then proceeds to tell them about the belt test. Alright guys, if you like this story, please leave a like down in the description. Leave something in the comments. Just something, something cool or chill. Any other stories that you can think of and that I could possibly make. With that being said, peace.